Well, this is the Joy News Desk. Now, 90-year-old Kumasi Central Market, regarded as the biggest in West Africa, is set to go down next month as the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly secures funding to build a new one. Mohammed Nuruddin is our regional correspondent. He's joined us with some information on this. Hello, Nuruddin. Well, our correspondent is not over the telephone yet. He's not ready with his information. Let's speak with Public Relations Officer for the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Godwin Kuma. Godwin, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Tell us more about this reconstruction.
Thank you. I think the reconstruction of the Kumasi Central Market now is something that is known to most people, and the one that even the Parliament has, fully approved a budget that, a loan facility that is supposed to be used for the reconstruction. Now, what that means is that after the approval of the loan, we have to go through certain processes leading to the commencement of the project. As I speak, we have gone through, or the construction firm, which is contractor from Brazil, has gone through, done soil tests. They've done geological survey of the place. We have also, engaged with some MPs of Kumasi in some stakeholders meeting as to how the sensitization program leading to, the registration should also be done. As I speak currently, the stage that we have reached has to do with the stakeholders meeting with the traders at the central market and also transport operators at Kumasi AGTR terminal. So that, God willing, by next week, we are going to meet these very groups, the traders, the executives, or the association leaders at the Kumasi Central Market, and also the executives of the various transport unions are going to be engaged at some stakeholders meetings, leading to the registration exercise. When all this is done,
we'll talk about that later. What is the market expected to look like after the reconstruction? Oh,
the market, I want to talk about the facilities that we expect. Of course, it's going to be a modern market. If you look at the current market, it's been overcrowded. The electrical wires are not the best because the market was built, years back. So obviously, this facility is going to be a modern one. While we're going to have, we're going to have a fire post, we're going to have banks, we're going to have daycare center, we're going to have, make sure that, there are roads in between the various shops. So of course, it's going to be a modern market as compared to what the existing facility that we have. Then also, looking at the current number of people on the facility that exists at the Kumasi Central Market, our expectation is that by the time this project is completed, it should be able to pick about 3 times the number of people that are currently at the Kumasi Central Market.
When you say 3 times more, what will be the estimated figure?
The estimated figure is that if, for example, we have about, that's why we want to go through registration.
In other words, the KMA has no idea how many people.
After the sensitization program, we're going to collect data of the number of people that are at the Central Market. And the expectation is that when this is done, then it's been expected that the number of shops that will be put up will be 3 times the number of people that are existing.
So as of now, you do not know the number of people who occupy the market.
As of now, we have about 10,000 people there.
So we expect it to take 30,000.
We expect about 30,000 shops, to be put up, if I'm correct. So that's what we are expecting. That by the completion of the project, we should have about 30,000 shops as compared to the 10,000 people that are currently there.
Now,
that's notwithstanding it is also very important to know that we are going to go through a registration process to register each and every person that is currently selling at the Kumasi Central Market. So it is a process that we have to go through. After the sensitization, we then go through the registration process.
But Godwin, for a modern market, that was, or for a market that was eaten away several times by fire, and you intend to have a modern version of it, and there was no mention of fire safety measures you'll be putting into the construction of those markets?
Yes, of course. You know, even by law, if you want to put up every facility, there's a need for you to engage.
Tell us what the KMA will be doing as far as fire safety is concerned for this.
As far as fire safety is concerned, like I'm indicating to you that even by law, if you want to put up a building, you need to make sure that you involve, you know, fire service in it. Or I don't know if you want to ask about the current situation. The measures that we are putting in place to make sure that we do not.
You see, Godwin, the reason I'm speaking about what facilities you would be putting in there to make sure that we don't have a repeat of the several fires we had last year, it's because we've had several investigations into the fire that raised down parts of the central market. We were served with some recommendations by the Ghana National Fire Service, and so it should be a lot easier for the KMA to determine what it needed to make the market a better place and fire free for as best as it can.
Yes. So of course, like I said earlier, if you want to put up a building, don't you need to engage the fire service? We are going to engage them in the construction project itself. The fire service is going to be part of the reconstruction itself. The officials from the fire service will have to also look at how best we can, you know, put up the facility that will not, that will forestall a reoccurrence of, you know, fire at the Kumasi Central Market. But like I've indicated, it's not only about the center. Even by law, if you are putting up a building, you need to engage fire service. So the fire service is going to be engaged so seriously in this reconstruction process for them to give us the necessary advice and the guidelines that we need.
Very well. Godwin, I want to have you hold the line. Our regional correspondent has joined us over the telephone. Hello, Nuruddin.
Hello, Kamini.
What can you report on this reconstruction?
Kamini.
Hello, you have been speaking to some of the traders. What can you report?
Well, I have spoken to welcoming the idea of the reconstruction of the market. They said that would, reduce the recurrence of fire outbreaks in the market, and happy that market authorities, and the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly working towards that. And so they are very, very happy about it. But Kumasi Central Market is a meeting point and a massive shopping market for traders across the country. We have some markets in the Kumasi metropolis, but because of their nature, how it is being developed, their size, so many people prefer coming to the Kumasi Central Market, other markets in the metropolis. And so this has caused the market become congested, and that is as a result of that we've been seeing several fire in the market because of wiring. Sometimes they mention that as a factor, one of the factors that is causing the fire outbreak in the market. So, basically, the Kumasi Metropolitan, the Kumasi Central Market was constructed for economic development, and I will tell you some of the fire outbreaks that has not yet been explained. The cause has not yet been explained to residents and to the media in the Kumasi metropolis. You remember in 2009, May 2009, that was the first time the Kumasi Central Market recorded a fire outbreak, and then it followed in 2010, and December 2012, it occurred to April 2012 and December 2012, we had the fire outbreak again, and it destroyed so many shops and so many property worth thousands of cities in the Kumasi metropolis. So this idea of reconstructing the market, I mean, has been welcomed by the traders in the Kumasi metropolis. And I've been speaking to one of them here. I would like to just talk to him and find out what he is making of the reconstruction of the
Right,
Kumasi
go ahead quickly. Market.
All right. Your name, please?
I'm Sahita.
You have heard that the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly wants to reconstruct the central market. I mean, you are a worker there. What do you make of this idea of reconstructing the market?
Well, the congestion caused all the problems. All the market is not being getting the. All the shops are very, very crowded, and the people also are very, very crowded. So, whatever and whenever, anytime, people are in the market trying to sell the goods in the evening and the night, all of the time.
So, have you experienced this fire, one of these fire outbreaks?
Well, yeah, at least that's the second to third time. At the first, is it 2009? One happened at our side, this our side here, and the second one also occurred at the Spotlight side, and the third one even at 2 weeks or 3 weeks down, and then at least at the 6 to 7, one also occurred at the normal goods.
So how did that affect your business?
Well.
Nuruddin, we're having difficulty.
I would like to say.
Hello, Nuruddin, we're having difficulty with hearing the interview, so I think we're going to fix that line and come back to you. In the meantime, let me speak with Godwin. Godwin, thank you very much for your patience. But Godwin, obviously the markets or the traders are looking forward to a better market. While you have spoken about the add-ons to the new market you intend to construct, the market's plan itself, we do not know. What will the stalls now look like?
Hello.
Hello, Godwin.
Hello.
What I was saying is the fact that you have described the add-ons to the Kumasi Central Market, like the schools, the clinic, and the other things you mentioned. What we do not know is what we know as those which we know as stalls right now will look like in the new markets.
How they will look like?
What would that be like in the new market?
Oh, of course, these are going to be, modern facilities. Of course, let me give you an example. If you look at the Kumasi Central Market, we have, people who, how do you call it? We will have to even put up something like a slaughterhouse within. Now, what the facility intends to do is to make sure that even the facility should contain freezing facilities where they can storage facilities where after slaughtering they can even store. So I think the important thing to note at this stage is that we're going to have a sensitization. We're going to have a media engagement where the media is going to explain into detail how all these programs and the project is supposed to be executed, how the facilities are going to be looked at. So, like I indicated, we are just going through the process. Let us give you give us some few weeks. The media is going to have a
very well. How are we getting it funded?
Of every facility.
Let's talk about funding. How are we getting it funded?
The funding is a loan facility. It's a loan that the Parliament of Ghana has approved. The first tranche is about $178 million US dollars, which will be used for the first phase. When we finish, then we go back for the second phase. But that we are not going back to go to parliamentary approval again. But so far, as the release is or approved is 178 US.
No, you said the first part is 178 million US dollars.
Yes.
And the second part will be?
in totality, it's about 200 and I don't want to quote figures that I'm
over
not very,
$200 million.
Yes,
can we put it at that?
Over 200. But the first that has been released is about 178 US million dollars. That will be used for the first phase. You know, the whole program is going to be implemented in phases. So the phase 1, phase 2. But for phase 1, that's what has been released. We're going to look for an alternative place. We're going to prepare a place for them. After that place is being prepared, we move this the first batch there. When we complete them, we move them back before the second phase also begins. So of course the media has a crucial role to play. All the pictures, the necessary infrastructure, how the whole thing will look like.
Very well. How are we
media.
repaying this? How are we repaying this over $200 million US dollar loan?
You will pay when the after the completion of the project.
How?
You also have to know that this loan is being taken on behalf of the KMA by the central government. So the government of Ghana is going to repay this very loan.
Is the Kumasi Central Market capable of paying off its own loan? This loan, is it capable of doing that?
Yes, the Kumasi Central Market is capable of paying the loan back. Then, of course, one thing that we have to also know that loans are not paid. On a single day. Don't also forget that taxes are being also collected from there. So once the project is completed and then they start paying, then we also have to start paying for the loan.
Are you able to share those terms of repayment? Do you know?
Hello?
I'm asking if you are able to. Are you able to share the terms of repayment?
The issue of the repayment and all those things, I don't really have the contract document with me now, so I would not even like to comment further.
I'm sure we can get into that in another conversation. Let's look at the timelines now. You mentioned phase 1 and phase 2 of the project. What are the timelines to those phases?
The entire project is supposed to be executed for about 4.5 years to 5 years. Now, what has happened is that from this time, when we are able to go through the registration process, when we are able to relocate the transport operators from the KJTR terminal, we're going to start preparing the place for the relocation of the traders. So that will take barely about a year. So it is also important to know that the traders will still remain at where they are until the alternative place is completed for them.
Well, thank you very much, Godwin, for your time. Godwin speaks for the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. Well, you're here on News Desk, and I'll be right back with more. Don't go away.